What's up, guys? Metal Boot Guy here, and I've got yet another Truman to unbox today. This is actually a boot that I've wanted for a while, but I was holding out hoping they might do it in an upland or do another upland MTO, and they haven't. And this is the third time they've run a batch of these, so I was like, shoot, I might as well just go ahead and grab it, before I'm not able to anymore. So I'll try not to waste too much time yapping as usual, but I went with the Tobacco Snakebite 8.5D. Comes with the Commando sole in black, 79 last, and the plain toe, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Leather laces are going to look nice. Oh, got the cotton ones also wrapped in there. And the card. Let's break these bad boys open. Oh man, these are freaking amazing. And of course I didn't need another brown boot. If you watch my Knicks video, of course I was talking about, there's too much brown. I mean, and there is, but a lot of people like it and there's so many different variations, but it gets a little old to me. However, this one was just one that was so beautiful, I couldn't pass it up. And so like I said, I went ahead and got it because I wanted to make sure I could get it before they weren't running it anymore. And this is the first brown 6-inch or regular height boot, because it's not really 6 depending on how you're measuring. And as I was saying a second ago, this is my first plain toe technically. I do have the cognic, as I call it again, shrunken bison with a plain toe, but again, it's a size 9, and so I mean it works, and yeah, it is my first plain toe 79, but it doesn't give me a real sense of a plain toe because it's like so long on me. But the one thing, see that stitching there. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's not bad. It's whatever. You can kind of see it at that angle where it goes in like that. And that's just, who cares? Like, I don't care. It's not that big of a deal. Another thing I want to look at here was the way this, oh, okay. I don't think that's a problem. Let's see. Yeah. I'm not sure. I think that'll be fine. If it pops out, I'm sure Truman will fix it. I think it's fine though. It's just you can kind of see, the grooves there around the eyelets where they punched it. I'm not really sure that's an issue. I'll look at it later when I'm not filming. Everything else seems to look pretty good. The patina on these are going to be amazing, and that's another reason why I wanted to grab them. You can kind of see right here in the tongue where it's been bent and bunched up, how it's going to patina. See, these are not lined. Ooh, but it does have the black, or I'm sorry, not the black, the darker brown Truman footbed, which I really like that. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, honestly, because nobody looks at that anyways, but I just think the darker color looks cooler. But yes, that's the right boot. Let's go ahead and look at the left boot here. Nice. Looks nice. Stitching a little more even on this side, on this boot. Yep, that one's a little better. That eyelet's kind of the same. It's kind of odd. I don't think it's going to be a problem though. It would suck if I had 2 boots in a row that had eyelet problems, but at least they're there. Commando sole. Pretty nice, pretty nice. This would have been actually really legit with the Truman heavy lug, but the Commando's fine also. And honestly, I think this would have actually even looked pretty nice with the Eugene sole. But I mean, really, Truman, all their soles are pretty nice, to be honest with you. See the tongue on that one. Yeah, it's already got a little bit of character, and the pull-up on these is freaking ridiculous, as you can see. I mean, that is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then you can just Boom, rub it right out. But yeah, I think that's enough of here. Let me throw them on. All right, I had to switch mics because the other one died. This one's got a different whatever on it. So not sure how it's going to sound, but that's what's going on if it sounds different. But here's the Tobacco Snakebite on feet. Saved you guys the trouble of watching me lace them up. And if you haven't noticed, I'm wearing different jeans this time. So if anybody can guess this brand, you will win the grand prize of me liking your comment and replying back to you. So, hey, there you go. And I bet nobody guesses it. But yeah, these boots are pretty legit. They fit great. Everything is nice. So all right, construction wise, this is pretty straightforward Truman construction. You got the flat welt here, so no storm welt on this one. Personally, I would have preferred a storm welt, but that's just me. I just prefer the storm welt on all my boots. I don't mind the extra, heft or chunk or whatever you want to call it. I don't mind the non-sleek look. A big beefy leather midsole here, double heel stack. You got the Truman Commando, the yellow stitching, which, that's pretty cool. I don't know what made Vince decide to do that, but I think it's pretty cool, honestly. Matching tongue. It's only partially lined, so it's only lined in the vamp there. Obviously the regular height, 5 eyelets, and 2 speed hooks. So pretty basic. And of course the plain toe, pretty basic. Like I said, Truman build. This boot, and you can already see from like where I was rubbing my fingers on the inside, it's going to build so much character. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I went ahead and grabbed it, even though, it's just another brown. Like they have that brown smooth out logger and it's cool or whatever, but kind of like brown Chromexel, like it's just kind of basic. And this boot is going to build a lot of character. And so that's part of the reason why I didn't mind grabbing it. And to me, I could be wrong on this because I didn't own this boot, but EDH Boulevard, he at one point had the Cognic horse rump, and this kind of reminds me of that. And I thought that boot looked effing amazing. Like I should have grabbed that boot, but at the time I was still anti the regular hide. I was like, oh, I only want the uplands, and maybe they'll do it in the upland MTO or whatever. I was waiting. And I kind of wish I would have grabbed it, but this really reminds me of that with, it's got like the darker tones. It's got some lighter tones. I'm not sure if that horse rump has any pull up or not, but just, out of the box color, it really reminds me of that. I'll post a link to his video. He unfortunately had to sell them because they didn't fit. But that was a really good looking boot. So the snakebite leather comes from Seidel Tannery out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They've been around for over 80 years. They actually used to make stuff for the U.S. military during World War II, which I think is pretty fascinating. Just historical things like that just fascinate me. They're like a 4th generation tannery. So I tried to do a little digging, couldn't really find much, but you can imagine they probably made boots and bags and I don't know, belts, jackets, things like that. This leather comes in at 6 ounces and it's got a vegetable retan. So it's loaded with oils and waxes. Hence the reason why, as I was showing earlier, you've got that crazy pull up going on. Nick's actually uses Seidel Tannery for some of their wort leathers, maybe all of them. Of course, theirs comes in at like 7 to 8 ounces. The leather is actually surprisingly supple. I would say it's pretty on par with the bison leather that I have, but it's still pretty durable. So overall, it's a great leather. I like it, and I can't wait to shoot another video once these have gotten a good patina. Till next time, I'll see you guys.